Hello students, welcome to science class. In last video, we had learned about respiration in organism part 1. So now, before going to learn something new in this part, let's revise what we have learned in last video. So we had learned about respiration. Why do we respire? So, as you know that our cell is the smallest structural and functional unit of our organism, and cell of an organism performs many activities, many functions such as nutrition, transport, excretion, reproduction, many things. So to perform these functions, the cell needs energy. Even when we eat, when we sleep, when we read something, we require energy. So for this energy, we eat food which store energy, and this energy released during respiration. And one more thing we had learned about that two types of respiration are there: aerobic respiration and anaerobic respiration. Aerobic respiration means when food breakdown of glucose or food with the use of oxygen, it is called aerobic respiration. It means glucose when with the use of oxygen, carbon dioxide plus water plus energy will release. And in anaerobic respiration, food or glucose when break down without using oxygen, this is called anaerobic respiration. It means when glucose or food without the use of oxygen, alcohol, carbon dioxide plus energy will release. Okay, so respiration, it means that all living things need energy to live. And from where we get this energy? Generally from food. So respiration is the process of using oxygen to break down food to release energy. See, why we need food? We need food to get energy. Now, how do we get energy from this food? Now, after digestion of the food, that it converts into glucose. Now, to break down this glucose, we need some oxygen. It means respiration is the process of using oxygen to break down the food to release energy. From food to release energy, we need oxygen. And from where we get this oxygen? We get oxygen from respiration to break down the food and to release energy, carbon dioxide and water. So all living things need energy to live. Respiration is the process of using oxygen to break down food to release energy, carbon dioxide and water. Now respiration in humans. So in human being, the process of respiration involves breathing. Breathing means, as I told you, when we breathe in oxygen rich air and breathe out carbon dioxide rich air. This is breathing. So the process of respiration involves breathing. It means gaseous exchange and cellular respiration. So first, breathing. What is breathing? We can say that breathing is a continuous process. It means continuous process in which human breathe in air and out air. So we can say it is involuntary action. Involuntary action, it means it is controlled by the brain. So you know that you cannot survive for long without breathing. It means breathing means taking in air rich in oxygen and giving out air rich in carbon dioxide with the help of respiratory organs. So breathing consists of two phases, inhalation and exhalation. Inhalation means the process of taking in air. Inhalation, it means the process of taking in air, and exhalation, so the process of giving out air. So breathing consists of two phases again, inhalation and exhalation. Inhalation means the process of taking in air, and exhalation means the process of giving out air. So the taking in of air rich in oxygen into the body is called inhalation, and giving out of air rich in carbon dioxide is known as exhalation. And it is a continuous process which goes on all the time throughout our life. Okay, so respiration and breathing. Now you know about respiration and breathing. So what is the difference between respiration and breathing? So respiration means there is a release of energy at the end. As I told you, after respiration what will happen? That food or glucose break down and energy will release. So in respiration there is a release of energy at the end, but in breathing there is no release of energy, just a process, physical process, taking in air and taking out air. So respiration there is a release of energy at the end, and in breathing there is no release of energy. So in respiration it is an intercellular process, take place inside the cells, as I told you. Intercellular respiration. About intercellular respiration I told you in previous video. And in breathing it is an extracellular process. It means it takes place between the organism and its environment. It means from environment we take air, and we take air in, and in environment only we take out air. And we can say respiration is the biochemical process involving the breakdown of food. As I told you, when we take in air, so it break down the food and energy, carbon dioxide and water will release, that will, so it is a biochemical process and involving the breakdown of food. And breathing is a physical process involving inhalation and exhalation. As I told you that it is a physical process involving inhalation and exhalation. Inhalation means the taking in of air rich in oxygen, and exhalation means giving out of air rich in carbon dioxide. So this is the difference between breathing and respiration. So mechanism of respiration, again mechanism of breathing, again it involves two phases, inhalation and exhalation. So this I will explain in next video, but just small I am telling you. So how do we breathe? It means generally you know that we breathe our through our nostrils. It means that air passes through our nostrils. It means and it reaches to our nasal cavity, and after from our nasal cavity it reaches to the lungs. Now again it reaches to the lungs through the windpipe first. Now in lungs chest cavity is present. Now this chest cavity is surrounded by the ribs of sides, as you know that, and one large muscle sheet also there, and this is called diaphragms. So by inhalation and exhalation what will happen? The diaphragm flatten, and it by this movement, and breathing involves the movement of the diaphragm and the rib cage, we can say. So first is inhalation. So as I told you, inhalation is the intercostal muscle relaxed. It means when we inhale air, so air reaches through our nostrils, it passes to the windpipe and then it goes to the lungs. So internal intercostal muscles relaxed when And what will happen when N enters in our body? External intercostal muscles contract because there is a gap between that two muscles. Now rib cage moves upward and outward. As I told you, diaphragm flattened. After that, volume of thorax cavity increases. When we feel air in something, obviously this cavity increases and pressure in alveoli decreases and that air moves in. And that opposite to the inhalation. Now exhalation. So in exhalation also, internal intercostal muscles contract. When air goes out, obviously muscle contract. Now in external intercostal muscles relaxed. After that, rib cage moves downward and inward. First in inhalation, rib cage moves first inward and downward. Now in exhalation, rib cage moves first downward and then inward. After that, diaphragm relaxes, volume of thorax cavity decreases, pressure in alveoli increases, and finally the air moves out. So this way we exhale air. Now the difference between inhalation and exhalation. So what will happen in inhalation? Diaphragm contracts and flatten, and in exhalation, diaphragm relax and become dome shaped. So inhalation, volume of chest cavity increases. As I told you that when we feel air in something, when we feel air in cavity, what will happen? Its volume increases. So when inhalation, in volume of chest cavity increases, and exhalation, volume of chest cavity decreases. When air moves out from the cavity, it means that volume of chest cavity decreases. Now inhalation, when lungs fill with air, so lungs expand, and exhalation, lungs remove air from it. It means lungs contract, and inhalation, air flows into the lungs, and here in exhalation, air is forced out of the lungs. So this is the difference between inhalation and exhalation. Now we'll see about breathing rate. So what is breathing rate? First of all, breathe. Breathe means one inhalation plus one exhalation. This is called breathe. What is breathe? Breathe means one inhalation plus one exhalation. So the number of times a person breathes in a minute is called breathing rate. Again I am telling you, the number of times a person breathes in a minute is termed as the breathing rate. So what will happen during breathing? During breathing, inhalation and exhalation take place alternately. One inhalation and one exhalation. So you can say that breathing means one inhalation plus one exhalation. So on an average, we'll say on an average, an adult human being at rest breathes in and out, one inhalation and one exhalation, one in and out, 15 to 18 times in a minute. It means an average adult human being at the rest, he breathes 15 to 18 times in a minute. But what will happen during heavy exercise? Our breathing rate will increase. So during heavy exercise, the breathing rate increase up to 25 times per minute. It means in 1 minute 25 times. While we breathe, not only we breathe fast, but we also take deep breaths. Why we take deep breath? Because we need more energy. For that we need more oxygen. That's why we take deep breaths and thus inhale more oxygen. So remember, very important thing, on an average an adult human being at rest breathe in and out 15 to 18 times in a minute, and during heavy exercise the number of breathing rate, it means the breathing rate can increase up to 25 times per minute. And while we exercise, not only we do breathe fast, but we also take deep breaths and thus inhale more and more oxygen. So students, till now only in next video I will explain how do we breathe, that mechanism of the breath. As I told you in this video also, I will explain mechanism of the breathing. It means how do we breathe properly. Till then, go through the video twice for better understanding, and still if you have any doubt, any query, you can write in comment box. We'll meet you soon. Thank you.